All right, guys, let's take a deeper look into some potential defensive tackle options for the Chiefs in free agency. But first, how about those? All right, if you're watching this and you're as big of a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs as I am, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on to stay in the know with daily news about our favorite team. All right, the article I'm going to be referencing is from Chiefs Wire by Nicholas Roche, and I'll link the full article in the description down below if you would like to take a look at that. Okay, we know Derrick Nnadi and Jarran Reed are two that are about to hit free agency, and also Frank Clark has a very real possibility of being cut if he does not take a tremendous pay cut. We have Chris Jones as a centerpiece of the line. Then we also have Tershawn Wharton, who has previously been a rotational piece who could potentially be a starter next year. And then you have Kalen Saunders, who has battled some injuries over the past few years. As far as tackles go, you have Lorenzo Neal Jr. and Darius Stills, both rookies, and Cortez Broughton as well. With all that being said, let's look at some potential options for the Chiefs. Obviously, we could bring back Derrick Nnadi. He had 3 sacks and 6 pressures last year. Both were career highs, I believe, but he did not play as many snaps as he did in previous years. He has remained healthy, which is a good thing, and has been the best player, believe it or not, to come out of Brett Veach's 2018 NFL draft class. But take that for what it's worth, considering that draft class also had Breeland Speaks, Dorian O'Daniel, Armani Watts, Tremont Smith, and Khalil McKenzie. Anyway, I'm sure Nnadi will test the waters of free agency, but if there aren't really any bites, he could return to KC on a shorter deal. Next up on the list is BJ Hill. He was drafted in 2018, spent 3 years with the Giants, and last year went to the Bengals. He was the guy who actually picked Mahomes off in the AFC Championship game. He had a great 2021 season with 50 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 12 QB hits, and 6 tackles for loss. The Chiefs definitely need an edge rusher, but getting Chris Jones more help on the inside would never, ever be a bad thing. Someone commented yesterday on a video of mine, and it's very true. The quickest way to a quarterback is straight up the middle. So being able to improve the interior of our D-line, in my opinion, is a must. Also to note, Hill is only 26 years old, so he has longevity still and could be a very nice pickup. He may not be that expensive either, looking at his current contract via Spotrac.com. All right, let's talk about the last couple on this list. But before I do, if you're enjoying this video, can you do me a favor real quick, hit that like button so more Chiefs fans can find this content. Thank you a million. Cold brews. Oh, coffee. Okay, next on the list is Tim Settle. He's been with the Washington, what do we call them now? Or is Commanders the thing? Like, I know that's the name that they changed it to, but I don't know what to call him. So he's been with Washington since 2018, and back in 2020 was able to rack up 5 sacks on the season. He's mainly been a rotational piece, but has had 3 straight seasons with double-digit QB pressures, according to this article from Chiefs Wire. Also to note, he's only 24 years old and does not have a ton of snaps under his belt. He's played under 350 snaps each year, so he has plenty of gas left in the tank and could potentially only get better from here. He won't be expensive either, so that is a plus. Next up is Solomon Thomas. That name may sound familiar. It's because he was the 3rd overall pick of the 2017 draft and played for the Niners for 4 seasons, but he spent his last season with the Raiders. He tore his ACL in 2020, I believe, and that is why he was released by the Niners. He did seem to recover well and started all 17 games for the Raiders and racked up 34 tackles and 17 combined sacks and pressures. He could be an interesting option to look at. He's only 26, so if he continues to play well after this ACL injury, could be a nice asset to the Kansas City Chiefs. Last on this list is a name we all know, Ndamukong Suh. He's definitely older at 35. Yeah, it's pretty old, but he's been healthy throughout his career, only missing 2 games in 12 years. That is honestly remarkable. He spent the last 3 years with the Bucs, and as you can see up on the screen, his stats are pretty nice, all things considered. With all that being said, guys, what are your thoughts on this list? Are there any you like in particular, any you don't like? Maybe there's someone else in free agency and that on that list you'd prefer the Chiefs look at and pick up. If so, let me know in the comments down below. We all know this is an area the Chiefs need to focus on. We also know that Brett Veach is known to be aggressive. So I personally am excited to see the moves we begin making this coming off season. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and sub for more Chiefs content like this. I post daily news about the Chiefs, and we'll be doing news like this all year long. So until next time, Chiefs Kingdom, let's go. Let's go. How about those